Hi, I'm here. As a physician who has spent decades caring for older adults, I want to remind you that sometimes the foods that look the most harmless can carry the greatest risks. Donuts are a perfect example. They may appear to be nothing more than a sweet indulgence with your morning coffee, but in reality, many of them are packed with trans fats, excessive sugar, and oils that have been reused far too many times. On top of that, some chains have even failed basic health inspections, raising serious concerns about food safety. For seniors, the risks are magnified. Just one donut can be enough to spike blood pressure and blood sugar to dangerous levels, increasing the likelihood of heart strain, worsening diabetes, and adding unnecessary stress to the body. A seemingly innocent snack can, over time, contribute to long-term health issues that compromise both quality of life and independence. That's why in this video, we'll carefully walk through 9 donut chains that you should avoid for the sake of your health, and highlight 2 safer choices that you can actually trust. My goal isn't to scare you, it's to empower you with knowledge so that you can continue enjoying life's small pleasures while protecting your heart, your blood vessels, and your overall well-being. Remember, making small, informed changes in your daily choices can add up to years of healthier living. Let's get started. The first on our list is Dunkin. Now, I'm not here to pick on any particular chain, but when it comes to donuts, Dunkin does fall short on several counts. Many of their donuts are high in saturated and trans fats, which are not the best choices for your heart health. Additionally, they often contain more sugar than you might expect, which can cause blood sugar spikes, and over time contribute to health issues like obesity and type 2 diabetes. Next, we have Krispy Kreme, a name synonymous with donuts. However, those delightful treats can be a less healthy choice. Krispy Kreme donuts are typically deep-fried in unhealthy oils, and many of them are glazed with excessive amounts of sugar and butter. These ingredients can be problematic for those with dietary restrictions or health concerns. The third on our list is Tim Hortons, a beloved Canadian institution. While they do offer some healthier options, many of their donuts are high in calories, fat, and sugar. This can be a concern for individuals looking to maintain a balanced diet and manage their health. At number 4, we have Walmart's Great Value Donuts. Now, these may seem like a good, affordable option, but they often contain high levels of saturated and trans fats. These types of fats are not the best for your heart health, and can contribute to serious health issues over time. Next up is the popular chain Starbucks. While they're known for their coffee, their donut selection can be a bit problematic. Starbucks donuts are often dense in calories and sugar, which can lead to energy spikes and crashes. This can be particularly troublesome for those with diabetes or watching their sugar intake. Coming in at number 6, we have the chain Winchell's Donuts. Many of their donuts are deep-fried and loaded with sugar and unhealthy fats. This combination can be a recipe for health issues like weight gain and increased cholesterol levels. At number 7, we have the chain Shipley Donuts. Their donuts are known for being particularly heavy, and like many others on this list, they're often high in saturated fats and added sugars. These ingredients can contribute to various health issues, particularly for those with pre-existing health conditions. Next up, the chain Brahms. While they do offer some healthier options, many of their donuts are high in calories, fat, and sugar. These characteristics can make them a less than ideal choice for those focused on maintaining a balanced diet. And finally, at number 9, we have the chain Entenmann's. Many of their donut varieties are high in sugar and processed ingredients, which can negatively impact your blood sugar levels and overall health. Now, I know this list might seem a bit daunting, but remember, the goal isn't to deprive you of the occasional treat. Instead, it's about making informed choices that support your long-term health and well-being. There are 2 donut chains that I actually do recommend. The first one is Daylight Donuts. They often have a variety of flavors, and most importantly, they use healthier oils in their donuts. The second one is La Marzocco. They are known for using high-quality, fresh ingredients, and they have a range of flavors that cater to different dietary needs. All right, everyone. That wraps up our journey through the world of donuts. Remember, knowledge is the key that unlocks the doors to a healthier, happier you. Until next time, stay curious, stay healthy. 9 donut chains you should avoid. 9. Dunkin' Donuts. Let's begin with one of the biggest names in the business, Dunkin'. For decades, it has been a morning ritual for millions: coffee in one hand, donut in the other. But behind that comforting routine lies a serious health risk, especially for older adults. On average, a single Dunkin' donut contains 250 to 400 calories and 12 to 15 grams of fat. Add in a coffee with cream and sugar, and you've already turned breakfast into a sugar bomb that can rival a soda in its impact on your body. For seniors, that means rapid spikes in blood sugar, sudden increases in blood pressure, and long-term strain on the heart. A Boston cream donut, for example, can raise glucose levels faster than many soft drinks. Beyond nutrition, there are also safety concerns. Several Dunkin' locations have failed health inspections, with reports of pests near storage areas, spoiled milk at coffee stations, and glaze machines left crusted with sugar for hours. Whistleblowers have even described trays of dough stacked on the floor where rodents could easily reach them. And here, as another red flag, Dunkin' has been criticized for using trans fats and hydrogenated oils in its pastries, long after other companies removed them. Trans fats are a proven danger to cardiovascular health. They raise bad cholesterol, LDL, lower good cholesterol, HDL, and double the risk of heart disease in seniors. So while Dunkin' may seem like a quick and familiar option, it's one that comes at a very real cost to your health. No. 8. Daylight Donuts. Next up is Daylight Donuts, a chain that may not be as ubiquitous as some others, but still holds a special place in the hearts and stomachs of many Americans. With over 360 locations, primarily concentrated in the western and midwestern United States, Daylight Donuts offers a seemingly classic all-American experience. However, beneath this hometown facade lies a less appetizing truth. The nutritional content of Daylight Donuts products is a major cause for concern, particularly for older consumers. On average, their donuts contain between 300 and 450 calories per serving, with some varieties exceeding 500 calories. This translates to approximately 1,500 to 2,250 calories per pound, making them a significant source of added sugars, unhealthy fats, and empty calories. For instance, their signature chocolate sprinkle donut packs a whopping 58 grams of sugar, nearly 15 teaspoons. That's more than the recommended daily intake for adults. Excessive sugar consumption is linked to a host of health issues, especially in older individuals, such as increased risks of heart disease, diabetes, and obesity. In fact, studies show that consuming too much added sugar can strain the heart, leading to high blood pressure and cardiovascular disease. Furthermore, Daylight Donuts has faced scrutiny for maintaining inconsistent hygiene standards across its franchises. Reports of rodent infestations, improper food storage, and cross-contamination have raised serious questions about the chain's commitment to food safety. Such contamination can introduce harmful bacteria and allergens into food, posing a severe health risk to customers. 7. Krispy Kreme. When it comes to the world's most beloved donut chains, Krispy Kreme is undoubtedly a top contender. But beyond its reputation for delectable treats lies a darker reality that many consumers are unaware of. At first glance, the glazed perfection of Krispy Kreme donuts seems like a delightful indulgence. But under the surface, these sweet rings harbor a potent combination of excessive sugar, unhealthy fats, and refined carbohydrates. According to nutritionists, a typical glazed donut from Krispy Kreme contains around 200 calories, 9 grams of fat, and a staggering 12 grams of sugar. While this might not seem alarming, it's important to remember that these seemingly innocent snacks can quickly add up, contributing to weight gain and an increased risk of chronic diseases like diabetes and heart disease. Moreover, Krispy Kreme has faced criticism for its lack of transparency regarding its ingredients. Despite being a household name, the company has been reluctant to disclose the full nutritional content of its products, leaving customers in the dark about what exactly they're putting into their bodies. This lack of clarity makes it difficult for health-conscious consumers, particularly older adults, to make informed choices about their diet. Stay tuned for more. 8. Krispy Kreme. Now let us move on to another giant that has long been associated with comfort and nostalgia. Krispy Kreme. The glowing hot now sign has lured in families for decades, promising warm melt-in-your-mouth glazed donuts. But behind that glow is a reality that seniors, in particular, need to be cautious about. A single Krispy Kreme donut often carries 20 to 25 grams of sugar and around 200 to 350 calories. Eat 2 glazed donuts with a sweet latte, and you could easily consume 40 to 50 grams of sugar before 10 a.m. for older adults. That can mean a sharp spike in blood glucose, followed by a crash that leaves you shaky, dizzy, and fatigued. Over time, these sugar surges strain the heart and increase the risk of diabetes and hypertension. Oh, but it's not just the sugar. Health inspections at certain Krispy Kreme locations have revealed improper food storage, unsanitary prep areas, and glazed buckets left crusted with dried syrup. Staff reports mention rush hours where sanitation steps are skipped just to keep the line moving, leaving sticky floors, unwashed utensils, and equipment that looks like it hasn't been cleaned in days. Former employees have even described glaze racks coated with hardened syrup, mop buckets that smelled sour, and cream fillings that sat out longer than they should have. Seniors with weakened immune systems are especially vulnerable to these lapses, where one careless shortcut could lead to foodborne illness. Oh yes, and then there's the issue of consistency. Some locations produce donuts that are light and fresh. Others turn out pastries that are clammy, oily, or undercooked. Fryer oil that isn't changed regularly creates an off-taste and increases exposure to harmful oxidized fats. Oh no, it may feel nostalgic, but nostalgia won't protect your arteries. For seniors, Krispy Kreme isn't just a sweet indulgence, it can be a dangerous gamble. Those warm, shiny rings may look harmless, but for your heart, blood vessels and blood sugar, they're more risk than reward. 7. Tim Hortons. For many, Tim Hortons feels like comfort in a cup and sweetness in a box. Families in Canada and the US have long associated it with weekend stops, Timbits with grandkids, and a hot coffee on a cold morning. But what seems like cozy tradition often hides real health and safety concerns. Concerns that seniors in particular cannot afford to overlook. Here's the truth. Most Tim Hortons donuts are not freshly made in store. They are mass-produced in factories, frozen and shipped out to locations. Once they arrive, they're thawed, sometimes reheated, and placed on display as if they were baked that morning. That means you're not just buying a donut. You're buying a pastry designed for long storage, relying on preservatives, cheap oils, and additives to keep its shape and flavor. Customers and staff alike have reported quality issues. Donuts tasting stale, glaze dripping off unevenly, and fillings that separate after sitting too long. In some cases, freezer burn has been noticed on thawed products. Inspections have flagged improper storage, expired ingredients, and even pests near prep counters. Online whistleblowers describe sinks clogged with crumbs, mop water that smelled sour, and trays left uncovered while flies hovered nearby. Nutritionally, the picture is not much better. A single Boston cream can carry 300 calories and 16 grams of sugar. Pair it with their popular double-double coffee, loaded with cream and sugar, and you've consumed a sugar surge that can send blood pressure climbing and destabilize blood sugar. For seniors managing diabetes or hypertension, this is not just an indulgence, it's a health risk. Tim Hortons built its brand on being the reliable neighborhood stop, but behind the marketing is a chain that has quietly cut corners on freshness, quality, and even sanitation. For older adults, the combination of processed pastries, high sugar, and inconsistent hygiene is simply too risky. That warm cup and sweet treat may feel nostalgic, but your heart and immune system deserve better. Have you ever wondered why Shipley's Donuts has a bad reputation? First off, let's talk about those less than stellar health inspection reports. Over the years, various Shipley locations in Texas and other southern states have been in the spotlight for some not-so-yummy reasons. Filthy prep areas, greasy buildup, and even unwanted pests spotted near the fryers. Yikes. I mean, you go into a donut shop hoping to indulge in a sweet treat, not catch a stomachache. Then there are the stories from former employees. They've spilled the beans on unsanitary practices that make you wonder about the cleanliness of your food. Rats, anyone? Cockroaches, anyone? I'm not sure why we're asking these questions, because the answer is obviously yes. If you've got rodents running around your kitchen, you've got a bigger problem than your donut fryer. I'd love to know how many rat tails are in my glaze. I'd also love to see the manager on duty sweep up the roaches and then proceed to serve the customers without washing their hands. Sounds delightful. And don't forget about the grease. Oh my. The kitchen tiles coated in layers of oil, fryer vents dripping residue, and donuts fried in oil that hasn't been changed often enough. I'm sorry, but I'm not in the mood for a heart attack. That rancid oil just ruins the whole eating experience, especially when it comes to your health. Eating foods cooked in old oil increases inflammation and raises cardiovascular risks. Not exactly what you want to hear when you're reaching for that second donut. And let's not get started on the nutritional value or lack thereof. A classic glazed donut from Shipley S often packs more than 300 calories and a whopping amount of sugar, like way more than a candy bar. For someone managing blood sugar or blood pressure, it's a recipe for disaster. And let's not forget the coffee. Picture this, you're sipping on your Joe from a sticky, unclean station, and suddenly you're feeling queasy. Coffee should get you energized, not cause digestive distress. I think we all know coffee's fine. It's the health risks associated with the coffee that can be a problem. Plus, if the coffee pot isn't clean, you're definitely going to get an infection. Even loyal customers have shared tales of donuts that taste like they've been sitting out for days, stale and hard as rocks. And let's not forget those questionable boxes that seem like they've been used one too many times. I mean, come on Shipley, it's time to up your game. I'm not sure what the problem is, but I feel like there's a lot of turnover at this company, no pun intended. Perhaps it's time to raise the standards, implement stricter health protocols, and ensure that each location reflects the quality that the brand once stood for. Otherwise, you run the risk of serving up more than just stale donuts. You could be serving up health risks, and that's a recipe for disaster. Let's talk about Winchell's. Is Winchell's still around? Yes, it is. Winchell S Donuts. Winchell S is a West Coast name that many people grew up with. Bright counters, colorful displays, and the smell of sugar pulling you in. But behind the glass, the reality is often very different, and for seniors, that difference can mean a real health risk. The biggest problem with Winchell's is inconsistency. One location may hand you a warm, fluffy donut, while another gives you something stale, rubbery, and sour around the edges. California Health Inspection reports for various Winchell's locations cite issues like mold spots on glaze, food stored in open bins without lids, and cream-filled donuts sitting too long at room temperature. That is a dangerous combination for anyone, but especially for older adults with weaker immune systems. Former employees have admitted that some shops would rebox donuts that were a day old and sell them as fresh. Others mentioned coffee pots left unwashed, creating sour, unpleasant drinks. Customers have described donuts tasting like they'd been reheated multiple times, and coffee so bitter it had to be thrown away. Nutritionally, Winchell's is not much better. A typical donut ranges from 250 to 350 calories with 15 to 20 grams of sugar. For seniors managing diabetes, high blood pressure, or cholesterol, that's a serious spike packed into a small treat. Combined with the risk of bacteria from poor storage and unclean counters, the result is a double threat, one to your metabolic health and another to your digestive safety. The bottom line, while Winchell's may sell nostalgia, too often it delivers disappointment and risk. For seniors, it's not worth gambling your health on a chain where standards vary so wildly. A sweet morning should not end with a sour stomach. That's all we have for today. Thanks for watching this episode of What's Your Health Worth? If you enjoyed this video, like and share it with friends and family who might be interested in this topic. Don't forget to subscribe to get notifications of new videos. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to comment below. We would love to hear from you. To get more health tips for a better, happier life, visit our website. Stay healthy. Stay safe. If you're a senior looking for a tasty treat, Daylight Donuts might be the first place you think of. They have over 400 locations across the US promising fresh, delicious donuts made right in the shop. It sounds great until you look a little deeper. In this episode of 5 Things Seniors Should Know, we'll reveal why Daylight Donuts could be a risky choice for older Americans. Let's start with something that should be a red flag for anyone concerned about food safety. Franchise donuts. You see, Daylight Donuts is a franchise, which means individual shops are independently owned and operated. That can be a good thing, but when it comes to food safety and quality control, it's a mixed bag. Each location sets its own standards, so what you get in one shop may not be the same as what you get in another. In some shops, everything is perfect. The counters are clean, the donuts are delicious, and the customers are happy. But in others, well, unfortunately, they don't uphold the same standards. And that's a big problem, because it means you never really know what you're getting. Take a look at these health inspection reports from various states. They all share one common thread: problems with food handling and storage. At one shop, an inspector found expired ingredients sitting in bins with other good products. At another, they found cream fillings stored improperly, creating a perfect environment for harmful bacteria to grow. And at yet another, the refrigeration wasn't working, so dairy products like milk and cream spoiled, yet were still used in making food. Imagine biting into a custard donut, only to find out that the cream was left out until it turned sour. Not only would that ruin your donut, but if you're a senior with a weaker immune system, that could make you very sick. It could lead to stomach cramps, dehydration, or even hospitalization. And it's not just the health inspectors noticing these issues. Former employees have come forward with similar concerns. They say that in some shops, old dough is reused for fritters, stale pastries are covered in glaze to hide their age, and trays of donuts are left under hot lamps for hours, sometimes all day. One former employee summed it up this way, quote, "Food would sit out all day getting hard and dry, and then they would just put icing on top of it to hide it." End quote. Customers have echoed these same complaints. Many have said that the donuts taste like they've been sitting out for days. Some say the fillings are watery or have a strange taste or smell. Others say the shops themselves smell more sour than sweet. At the end of the day, whether it's old, dry donuts or spoiled cream fillings, it all adds up to one big gamble for your health. But wait, there's more. Even if you manage to get a fresh donut without any funny fillings, it might not be the best choice for your nutrition. These oversized pastries are often loaded with over 350 calories and 20 grams of sugar or more. For a senior managing diabetes or hypertension, that's a dangerous spike in blood sugar and blood pressure, all in one pastry. And when you consider the potential for cross-contamination and poor hygiene, daylight donuts becomes a bit of a gamble, one that might not be worth taking for many older adults. For instance, one customer shared their experience with us, saying, "I love donuts, but since I have dentures, I can't bite into them. I always ask for a fork to cut my donuts into smaller pieces. However, when I asked for a fork at this particular shop, the girl looked at me as if I had asked her for the crown jewels. She reluctantly got me a plastic fork, but it was dirty. I ended up cutting my donut by hand." Another customer told us, "I ordered a custom cake. I specified no nuts because I have a nut allergy, and I almost ended up in the hospital because of it. It was terrible." The bottom line, daylight donuts might be a tasty treat occasionally, but for many seniors, the risks just aren't worth it. The inconsistency of the franchise, combined with the potential for foodborne illness and the high calorie and sugar content, makes it a risky choice for older Americans. It's unfortunate because everyone deserves a sweet treat now and then, but when your body doesn't bounce back as easily from illness or injury and food safety matters more than ever, it might be best to skip the spin at daylight donuts. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like and subscribe. We depend on your support. And if you have the time, please comment below with your thoughts. Do you think we missed anything? Is there a topic you'd like us to cover in the future? What do you think? We'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. In the pursuit of deliciousness, we sometimes overlook the risks lurking beneath a tasty exterior. When it comes to satisfying your sweet tooth, two seemingly innocent options stand out: Lamar's Donuts and Honey-Do Donuts. But behind their charming facades, these chains are serving up more than just sugary treats. They're serving up potential health hazards. Today, we unravel the truth behind these popular chains, revealing the alarming secrets they don't want you to know. Stay tuned because by the end of this video, you'll understand why experts warn against indulging in Lamar's Donuts and Honey-Do Donuts, especially if you care about your well-being. Lamar's Gourmet Donuts and Coffee, established in 1969, might appear to be your typical donut shop. It's often frequented by people in search of a quick pick-me-up, or those with a craving for a freshly brewed cup of joe and a perfectly glazed ring of heaven. However, don't be fooled by its unassuming appearance and inviting aroma. Behind the scenes, Lamar's is hiding some not-so-sweet secrets that you should know before taking that first bite. To begin with, let's address the elephant in the room, the so-called gourmet donuts. Yes, Lamar's calls its donuts gourmet, but that's only the tip of the iceberg. So what exactly makes them gourmet? Is it the generous helping of sugar? Is it the enormous size that guarantees no one will finish an entire donut without feeling like they've just committed a pastry sin? Or maybe it's the hefty calorie count that rivals the nutritional value of a full meal. At Lamar's, they don't mess around when it comes to portion sizes. Their donuts are not for the faint of heart or those watching their waistlines. These behemoths can weigh anywhere between 500 calories and over 800 calories per donut. And do you even get us started on their signature concoctions like the Long John or the chocolate lava cake? Now, we're not opposed to enjoying a sweet treat every now and then. We all deserve a little indulgence in life. But when a single donut can make up half of your daily calorie intake, it's time to rethink your dessert choices. But the story doesn't end there. At Lamar's, they take pride in their box being filled with more than just empty calories. They're proud to offer a delightful surprise in every bite. We're talking about surprises like finding insects in your donut. Yes, you heard that right. Insects. It's not the kind of filling you'd expect, but it's something that's been reported multiple times at various Lamar's locations. In one instance, a customer bit into a donut only to feel something crunchy in their teeth. Upon closer inspection, they discovered the unwelcome guest was indeed an insect. Now, while we understand that accidents happen, you wouldn't expect such mishaps to occur at a place that takes food hygiene seriously, or would you? Unfortunately, the reports don't stop there. Another incident saw a customer spot, not one but several cockroaches crawling on the display donuts, casually hanging out where the food is meant to be. What kind of message does it send when roaches are more interested in your dessert than you are? Apparently, quite a welcoming one at Lamar's. Now, we know what you're thinking. Maybe it was just an off day at these locations. Well, hold on, because the surprises don't end even there. Reports of dirty conditions at Lamar's locations have surfaced multiple times. From unclean utensils to sticky tables, the chain seems to have a knack for creating memorable experiences that have nothing to do with the taste of their donuts. At one location, health inspectors found an unsettling sight: live roaches near the donut-making area. And let's not forget about the less than appetizing discovery of rodent droppings on the floor. How delightful! These findings raise a crucial question. Where does the chain draw the line? And is food safety a priority on their list? Speaking of safety, have you ever wondered what's really in those donuts? You know, aside from the usual suspects, sugar and flour, some might argue that a good donut should have a certain heft to it, a sense of substance that satisfies your cravings and keeps you full. But at Lamar's, you might be in for a surprise. Reports from customers tell a tale of biting into donuts that leave a strange, unpleasant coating in their mouths. Imagine taking a bite of your beloved chocolate truffle, only to find that it tastes like burnt oil. Sounds intriguing, doesn't it? Well, that's exactly what some unlucky customers have experienced. Turns out that the oil used to fry the donuts at some Lamar's locations might be a tad too old. And when that happens, the taste buds suffer. But hey, who needs taste when you have texture, right? Some customers have even complained about a peculiar grittiness in the donuts, like chewing on sandpaper sweetened. Of course, while we admire the creativity, we're not sure if that was the intended effect. And then there's the coffee. The coffee. At Lamar's, they take their coffee seriously. After all, it's a beverage that fuels countless mornings and powers through countless all-nighters. But if you're relying on Lamar's coffee to perk you up, you might want to reconsider. Reports from coffee connoisseurs tell a tale of bitterness and disappointment. Some say the coffee at Lamar's tastes like burnt tires, while others compare it to a concoction that would make your morning commute slightly more bearable. But when coffee is your go-to pick-me-up, you deserve better than a beverage that resembles liquid asphalt. So why does Lamar's insist on serving up these culinary mysteries? Why do they continue to serve up donuts that are as likely to give you a stomachache as a sugar rush? And why do they brew coffee that tastes like it was roasted in a garage? The answer, unfortunately, lies in the alarming reality that food safety and customer satisfaction seem to be low on Lamar's priority list. With a reputation built on oversized portions and questionable hygiene practices, Lamar's might be keeping customers coming back, but not for the reasons they'd hope. Now, let's turn our attention to another beloved name in the world of donuts: Honey-Do Donuts. With over 400 locations across the United States, this New England institution has become a household name for many. But behind the sweet smiles and warm beverages, Honey-Do Donuts is hiding some not-so-sweet secrets that might leave you questioning whether that morning pick-me-up is worth the risk. At Honey-Do, the donuts are not just a source of sugary delight, they're a potential health hazard. Health inspections have consistently raised concerns about the cleanliness of honeydew locations. Sticky surfaces, expired ingredients, and poor food storage are just some of the issues that have been flagged, suggesting a lapse in food safety standards. Moreover, customers have reported encountering questionable items in their donuts, from small pebbles that make an unexpected appearance to glass shards that add an extra layer of danger to every bite. Imagine biting into a freshly glazed donut, only to find a small rock or worse, a piece of glass. It's not the kind of crunch you'd expect, and it's certainly not the type of ingredient that pairs well with coffee. But the problems at Honeydew don't end at the filling station. The chain's commitment to serving subpar products has left many customers disillusioned. Donuts that taste stale, oily, or oddly salty are just some of the complaints that have surfaced, suggesting a lack of quality control and a disregard for customer satisfaction. It's not uncommon for customers to bite into a donut and immediately regret it. The taste of reheated oil or stale dough lingers on the palate, making it a challenge to enjoy the rest of the donut. The secret behind the subpar offerings at Honeydew lies in the company's history of cutting corners and prioritizing profits over quality. A former employee revealed that donuts from the day before were often reheated and sold as fresh, a practice that compromised both the taste and safety of the donuts. Furthermore, the turnover rate at Honeydew is exceptionally high, indicating a toxic work environment and a disregard for employee well-being. This high turnover contributes to a lack of training and experience among staff members, which in turn affects the quality of products and services provided. For seniors, indulging in Honeydew donuts can pose a significant health risk. The combination of stale ingredients, unhealthy cooking oils, and a lack of hygiene practices creates a breeding ground for bacteria and other harmful microorganisms. This is particularly concerning for older individuals who may have weaker immune systems and are more susceptible to foodborne illnesses. Imagine the trouble that a simple donut could bring. Stomach cramping, diarrhea, and even fever are just some of the unpleasant consequences that could arise from eating contaminated donuts. It's enough to put a damper on any senior's day. The bottom line, Honeydew donuts may be a nostalgic choice for many, but the risks associated with their food quality and safety far outweigh any momentary pleasure it might provide. For seniors and anyone else concerned about their health, it's time to say goodbye to this once beloved chain and hello to safer, fresher alternatives. A tasty treat shouldn't come with a side of health risks. Whether it's the oversized donuts with questionable fillings and hygiene at Lamar S, or the stale ingredients and health code violations at Honeydew, these chains are serving up more than just sweets. They're serving up potential health hazards. For seniors, the risks are even greater, with compromised immune systems making them more vulnerable to foodborne illnesses and other health issues. The bottom line, it's time to consider the risks versus the rewards. Is a few bites of a sugary donut worth the potential health complications? We'll let you decide. But remember, knowledge is power. And now you know what lurks behind those seemingly innocent donuts and coffee cups. So next time you're craving a sweet treat, choose wisely. Your health might just depend on it. The second best choice is a local donut shop. But why? Donuts are everyone's favorite treat, right? Well, yes. But many popular donut shops actually compromise on both taste and safety. To really find the second best choice, we need to consider two things: flavor and safety. The big chains often skimp on both. Many national chains buy their donuts frozen, shipped in cardboard boxes from Jersey warehouses where they sit for hours under hot lights. This reheating process often leaves donuts dry, stale, and tough, which is why so many people complain about the quality. It's a far cry from the light, fluffy texture of a donut made fresh. The situation is even worse when it comes to safety. Large chains are notorious for cutting corners. Just search online for stories of cockroaches at Dunkin' Donuts, undercooked meat fillings at Tim Hortons, or employees sneezing into food at Krispy Kreme. These aren't isolated incidents. They expose a system where food safety is sacrificed for profits. The turnover rate in donut shops is incredibly high. This means there's a constant flow of new employees with little training, often working long shifts without adequate supervision. This also leads to high customer complaints, low morale, and a revolving door of managers trying to fix the problems. Seniors are especially vulnerable to risks like undercooked food due to weaker immune systems. Eating out should be a treat, not a health hazard. When you buy from a local donut shop, you usually get donuts baked fresh daily. A better tasting product and support a local business instead of a faceless corporation. Look for shops that use higher quality ingredients like real butter, local eggs, or unique glazes and fillings. These details matter. They show a commitment to quality that extends to food safety as well. A family-run shop will take pride in its work. You can see it in the neatly stacked donuts, the clean display cases, and the friendly faces behind the counter. Someone is personally invested in the success of the store. The downside, of course, is that smaller shops may not have the wide range of options found at big chains. But why do you need 10 different types of donuts when you can get a few perfect ones made fresh? Next time you crave a donut, skip the big chains and visit your local donut shop. You'll get a better product, support a local business, and avoid the high turnover and safety concerns common in bigger chains. Big brands may seem safer, but locally owned businesses often provide a better overall experience. Here's the thing. Many seniors, we love our sweets, but we also know that our bodies don't always handle them like they used to. We need to be smarter about what we consume. It's not about completely giving up donuts, but making informed choices for our health. If you want something small and delicious, choose the freshly baked mini donuts at a local bakery. Not only are they adorable, but they offer the joy of donuts with a lighter touch. Or better yet, opt for those bite-sized donut holes, airy sweet morsels of goodness. Donut holes are typically half the size of regular donuts, making them lower in calories, sugar and fat. They offer the same fantastic flavors and textures of a traditional donut in a much smaller package. No need to feel deprived. With these delightful snacks, you get to indulge your sweet tooth without feeling overly full or weighed down. Plus, they are often cheaper, so you can enjoy a few more without breaking the bank. And if you're looking for a healthier option, consider these adorable mini whole wheat donuts. Don't let the wholesome ingredients fool you. They still pack a punch of flavor. Just because something is good for you doesn't mean it can't taste amazing. These miniature treats are crafted with whole wheat flour, ensuring they are higher in fiber and nutrients than traditional donuts, but they don't skimp on taste. The dough is perfectly golden, lightly sweetened and fluffy, and the whole wheat adds a subtle nutty flavor that complements the rich glaze and decadent fillings beautifully. Take a bite and you'll be surprised by the moist, tender crumb that melts in your mouth. They might be small, but these donuts are mighty in both flavor and nutrition. Indulge guilt-free and savor every moment of this wholesome goodness. Or if you prefer savory flavors, mini quiche bites are a fantastic choice. These cute appetizers offer a delicious blend of creamy eggs, melted cheese and crispy pastry. Whether you're craving something substantial for breakfast or a delightful tea-time treat, these bites satisfy cravings without the heavy sweetness of donuts. The flaky, buttery crust gives way to a warm and inviting filling that's both comforting and satisfying. These bites are like tiny edible pockets of happiness. They're versatile too. Customize them with different fillings based on your preferences. Mushrooms, spinach and tomatoes offer a garden-fresh delight, while ham, bacon and sausage bring hearty, savory notes. No matter the filling, each quiche bite is a testament to the joy of simple, wholesome cooking. So what did we learn today? Donuts are okay occasionally, but if you're a senior concerned about diabetes, heart issues, or just being mindful of your health, you have better options. Mini donuts, donut holes, or savory quiche bites are tasty and lighter alternatives. Whole wheat donuts offer some nutritional benefits without sacrificing flavor. Remember, big chains often compromise on quality and safety. Opt for local bakeries instead. Freshly baked, locally made snacks not only tastes better, but they're likely safer and more wholesome. Don't settle for mass-produced, reheated donuts from big brands. Support small businesses and treat yourself to fresh-baked goodness that nourishes both your body and soul. Your health is worth it. So enjoy life, indulge occasionally, and make smart choices for a happier, healthier you. Thanks for watching, and see you next time. For our next safe choice, we're talking about where to buy donuts. It might sound like a silly topic, but we take food safety very seriously, especially when it comes to vulnerable people like the elderly. Today we're relooking at the best place to buy donuts if you want to minimize the risk of foodborne illness. Our pick, safe choice 2, Whole Foods Market Bakery. Donuts are often made with ingredients that have a high risk of contamination. Think eggs, dairy, flour, and sugar. These are all staples in many kitchens, including those that prepare donuts. And while most chains have systems in place to reduce the risk of cross-contamination, some are more rigorous than others. When it comes to the safety of their customers, no one should cut corners. Unfortunately, major chains like Dunkin' Donuts and Krispy Kreme have been hit with numerous health code violations in recent years. Things like unsanitary conditions, employee misconduct, and questionable food handling have all been linked back to these brands. In fact, there was even a case where a Krispy Kreme employee in New York added a laxative to food items, including donuts, putting several people in the hospital. Can you imagine? That's why it's so important to know where you're buying your donuts. You need a brand that takes food, safety, and customer health seriously. Enter Whole Foods Market Bakery. Whole Foods is one of the few corporate names that actually deserves some credit. Their donuts may not be the cheapest or the most decadent, but they are some of the safest. Let's start by addressing the elephant in the room. Donuts aren't exactly health food. They're usually high in sugar, fat, and calories. Even the better options that use natural ingredients and less sugar still pose some risks for people with dietary restrictions or health concerns. But compared to chain competitors, Whole Foods takes extra steps that make their pastries a safer bet, especially for seniors. First, their donuts typically contain fewer preservatives and artificial additives. Many options even carry the organic label, meaning no artificial dyes, no hydrogenated oils, and far fewer chemical shortcuts. For older adults who may already be juggling conditions like high blood pressure, diabetes, or digestive sensitivity, reducing exposure to unnecessary chemicals is no small benefit. Second, Whole Foods has a strong focus on cleanliness and consistency. Their bakeries are held to higher inspection standards. The company's reputation and its connection to Amazon means that health inspections are frequent and strict. If one location fell into the same unsanitary practices we've seen at other chains, it would quickly make headlines. That pressure helps keep kitchens cleaner, counters sanitized, and products rotated before they spoil. Another important factor is variety. While you can still find the traditional glazed or chocolate donuts, Whole Foods also offers gluten-free, vegan-friendly, and reduced sugar options. This matters for seniors with dietary restrictions, giving them a way to enjoy a small indulgence without compromising their health goals. Yes, the price is higher. A donut at Whole Foods may cost more than double what you'd pay at a drive-through chain. But when you consider the reduced risk of contamination, fewer preservatives, and better quality control, the extra cost is an investment in your health and peace of mind. For seniors, or really anyone who values food safety, Whole Foods Market Bakery stands out as a corporate option you can trust. If you choose to indulge, this is a far safer place to do it. At Safe 2, we understand that food is more than just sustenance. It's a source of comfort, enjoyment, and shared memories. That's why we're committed to making food safer for everyone, especially the most vulnerable members of our community. We believe that everyone should have access to safe, nutritious food, regardless of their age or dietary needs. Our program partners are carefully selected based on their commitment to food safety, quality, and transparency. We work closely with them to ensure that their products meet the highest safety standards and are free from harmful contaminants. In addition to our rigorous selection process, we also conduct regular unannounced inspections to ensure that our standards are being met. If you're a senior citizen or have a loved one who does, please share this video with them. It could save a life. Together, we can make a difference and keep our communities safer. Thank you for watching. To learn more about our food safety program, visit our website. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more helpful tips and information. Stay safe and enjoy your food. Donuts might look small and harmless, but for many older adults, they carry very real health risks. From chains that reuse old oil, let pastries sit out too long, or overload every bite with sugar and trans fats, the risks go far beyond a little indulgence. So today I'm sharing 9 donut chains that you should completely avoid, why they're bad for your health, and what to eat instead. No. 1. Dunkin' Donuts. You may have heard of the lawsuit over the use of the term donuts in Dunkin' Donuts advertising. Well, there's another reason to leave this chain off your list. In recent years, some franchise owners have taken shortcuts with ingredients and preparation. In 2018, several locations were cited by health inspectors for issues like employee food tampering and improper storage of potentially hazardous foods. These problems can expose you to bacteria, parasites or viruses that could make you sick. If you're looking for a safe and enjoyable donut experience, it's best to skip Dunkin' Donuts and try one of the other options. No. 2. Mr. Donut. Despite its playful name, Mr. Donut has a dark secret that could affect your health. Some locations use the same oil to fry donuts and other fried foods, which can lead to cross-contamination and a higher risk of bacterial infection. Imagine biting into a delicious donut only to get sick afterwards. Not worth the risk. Additionally, Mr. Donut has been accused of selling expired products and mislabeling ingredients, which can cause allergic reactions or other complications. To protect your health and well-being, it's important to choose a donut shop that prioritizes food safety and transparency. Skip Mr. Donut and opt for a bakery that uses fresh, high-quality ingredients and maintains a clean and sanitary environment. Your taste buds and your body will thank you for it. Number 3. Walmart Bakery. While convenient, Walmart's in-house bakery has raised concerns due to reports of inconsistent quality control across different stores. This means that the food safety standards and handling practices may vary significantly from one location to another. Additionally, some customers have reported finding hair and other foreign objects in their baked goods, which poses a potential health hazard. It's important to prioritize your health and safety when it comes to the food you consume. And unfortunately, the inconsistent quality control measures at Walmart's in-house bakery make it difficult to ensure that you're always getting a safe and hygienic product. For these reasons, it may be best to avoid Walmart's in-house bakery and opt for an alternative bakery, where quality control is more consistent and food safety standards are higher. Number 4. Krispy Kreme. Krispy Kreme may be a household name, but some franchise locations have faced scrutiny for food safety violations. Customers have reported finding hair and other foreign objects in their donuts, which poses a potential health risk. Additionally, some locations have been cited for improper food storage and handling practices. These issues can compromise the safety and quality of the food, making it unappetizing or even dangerous for consumers. To protect yourself from potential health risks, it's important to choose a donut shop that prioritizes food safety and hygiene. While Krispy Kreme may be a popular choice, it's worth considering other options to ensure that you're getting a safe and enjoyable treat. Number 5. Target Bakery. Target's in-house bakery has faced criticism for inconsistent quality control across different stores. This means that the food safety standards and handling practices may vary greatly from one location to the next, making it difficult to ensure a safe and hygienic product. Additionally, some customers have reported finding hair and other foreign objects in their baked goods, which poses a potential health hazard. For these reasons, it is important to exercise caution and consider avoiding Target's in-house bakery in favor of a bakery with more consistent quality control and food safety measures. Number 6. Walgreens Bakery. Similar to Target and Walmart, Walgreens has its own in-house bakery that faces issues with quality control and food safety. Reports have shown that some stores have had issues with expired products, improper storage and handling of food, and even pest infestations. These problems can not only make the food unsafe to eat, but also pose a potential health risk to customers. To protect yourself, it's best to avoid Walgreens' in-house bakery and opt for an alternative bakery that prioritizes freshness, safety and hygiene. No. 7. Stop and Shop Bakery. Stop and Shop has faced scrutiny for its in-house bakery practices. Some customers have reported finding hair and other foreign objects in their baked goods, which poses a potential health risk. Additionally, some locations have been cited for improper food storage and handling, which can compromise food safety and quality. To protect yourself from potential health risks, it's important to exercise caution and consider avoiding Stop and Shop's in-house bakery. Number 8. Kroger Bakery. Kroger has faced criticism for its in-house bakery practices, with reports of inconsistent quality control across different stores. Some customers have found hair and other foreign objects in their baked goods, while others have complained about expired products and improper food handling. These issues can not only make the food unsafe to eat, but also pose a potential health risk to customers. To protect yourself, it's important to exercise caution and consider avoiding Kroger's in-house bakery. Number 9. Sheet Cake. While not a chain, it's important to note that grocery store sheet cakes, often referred to as grocery store cakes, have raised concerns due to reports of mold and other contaminants being found on the cakes. Additionally, many of these cakes are made with ingredients that are high in sugar, saturated fat, and artificial preservatives, which can be detrimental to one's health. To ensure the safety and well-being, it's important to avoid grocery store cakes and opt for a healthier dessert option. I hope this information helps keep you safe and informed when choosing a donut shop. Remember, a little indulgence occasionally is not harmful, but it's essential to be aware of the potential risks involved in choosing a donut shop. Thanks for watching and subscribing.